Hey guys and gals, thanks for joining me again. This episode is going to be all about AI marketing and more specifically the Risen framework. And I really want to dive into some more AI related topics because it's already taken over, but it's going to reach a new level in the future. So it's something that I think we should all master. It's like back when the internet came around, the people who got on the forefront of the internet, the people who were the early adopters and got a foot in before all the others, they were ultimately the ones that did better. So the sooner we can get familiar with AI and really harness its power, the better we can be in the long term. So I think a lot of people by now are kind of familiar with AI, but not on the level they should be, right? We're very vague with how we use AI. For example, when I see people talking about AI with their cleaning businesses, they're like, oh, it's amazing. I get it to write all my ads and do all my emails. And it's like, oh, what are you telling it to do? They're like, oh, make me an ad to sell house cleaning. And then whatever it spits out, whatever result they get from ChatGPT, that's what they tend to run with, whatever vague answer they get. And people use it as a bit of a crutch. You know, if you go and do Google ads, you're not super vague with it. You put a lot of effort into it because you want to get a good result from the campaign. Same thing with ChatGPT. We need to get better at prompting it, okay? Because now it's doing a lot of the legwork for us. But in order to get us there, in order to get us the best result possible, we need to get really good at prompting, okay? So before, when we just use Google and whatever else, before ChatGPT and AI, we had to get really good at aggregating information. We had to get good at asking the right questions, looking at all the different data sources, looking at all the different answers that we get, and then kind of piecing it together and using methods of triangulation and getting a bit of this from here and a bit of that from there to get the thing that we wanted. Whereas now with ChatGPT, we can ask it and we can pretty much get it in one go like that. But if we're talking about using it as a tool in business, something to aid us with our marketing and almost be like a CFO or a CMO or CEO, we need to get really specific with what we want it to do. We need to change the inputs to cater to our business. And that's why I want to talk about the Risen method in this episode today, because it's a really, really simple and easy framework that you can use to get really advanced outputs and results. So basically, the Risen framework is a powerful tool that you can guide kind of how you interact with AI. It stands for role, input, steps, expectation, and narrowing. So let's start with the R, role, okay? You need to start by defining the role that ChatGPT or any AI bot should play. Is it your advisor? Is it your creator? Or is it your problem solver? The role sets the tone for the prompt and ensures that the AI approaches your request with the right perspective. So for example, if we want ChatGPT to act as our marketing manager, we can say, you are a marketing manager for a cleaning business creating a content calendar for social media posts. In this role, ChatGPT can suggest post topics, captions, and like even strategies for different platforms. It could be a customer service specialist. So you could say to ChatGPT, you are a customer service expert helping a cleaning business respond professionally to a negative online review, or to follow up with a quote, or to answer a customer's question. And then ChatGPT can draft thoughtful and empathetic responses to preserve your reputation if it's the event of a negative review, or whatever you really need for that example. So it could even be something niche like a copywriter. You can say to ChatGPT, you're a copywriter helping craft marketing copy for a flyer advertising end-of-lease cleaning services. And this ensures that the AI focuses on concise and visually appealing language that's suitable for a flyer, particularly catered to end-of-lease cleaning. So that's kind of the foundation of the prompt. Clearly defining the role makes the AI's output more aligned with our needs. Okay, so now the next step is input. That is the I in Risen. So now we need to provide the input. This is the context or the background information that ChatGPT needs to help you. For example, our cleaning business specializes in eco-friendly solutions for medical centers. We want to promote our reliability and hygiene standards. Okay, the richer and more relevant your input, the better ChatGPT can craft meaningful responses. Now for the S, we've got steps. Outline the specific instructions you want ChatGPT to follow. You can think of this as like giving a recipe for success, right? So for example, write a LinkedIn post in a professional tone highlighting our services and focus on how we maintain strict hygiene protocols for these medical centers. The more structured your steps, the closer the output will match your vision. So you can get really specific here with the steps. If you want to have a really, really hyper-specific ad that's catered to medical centers or engineering practices or accounting offices or dental surgeries, you give it more and more steps and you get more specific with those steps. You can still go broad here, like in that example I gave you, but the more specific, the better the result. Next, we've got expectation. So clearly define what you expect in the end. This is your goal or desired outcome. Example, I need a LinkedIn post no longer than 150 words that encourages medical centers to inquire about our services. So again, setting those expectations ensures that the result aligns with the marketing needs. So finally, under N, we've got narrowing. This is where you want to narrow down the scope of the project or the goal. You can provide specific restrictions or focus areas to avoid vague or overly broad outputs. For example, focus on our track record of working with medical centers and avoid mentioning residential cleaning services. Because again, if you go broad and you don't specify that you are just targeting medical centers, ChatGPT might think that you want to go broad and target other things like house cleaning and vacate cleaning and spring cleaning. We don't want it to do that. So we need to make sure that we're narrowing in on our niche or our main focus for this project. So that's how you use the Risen framework in a simple form. It is 5 steps, 5 letters, but you can see how it can basically act as your entire marketing manager or whatever you really need it for. So let me show you on the fly how it can work in practice, right? Let's say that we want to advertise end of lease cleaning services. So we say the scenario is that we want to create a flyer to advertise vacate cleaning. So we do our Risen framework. We'll say the role to ChatGPT is you're a graphic designer helping craft marketing copy for a flyer. The input is we offer fast, affordable, and thorough end of lease cleaning for tenants. The steps: draft a catchy headline, a short description, and a call to action. Expectation: make it persuasive but under 50 words so it can fit on the flyer. And for narrowing, we can say focus on affordability and speed and avoid listing prices, because this is what we kind of know this about residential cleaning clients, and especially with end of lease cleaning, we want to make sure that we're all about affordability and speed, because people just want to get it over and done with and they don't want to get rorted for their money. So the result would be a tailored flyer that's ready to print and share that is relevant to that specific focus. And a couple more tips that I can give for you. Again, just make sure you're really specific with your prompts. The clearer your instructions, the better the output. The more information you give it, the better the result's going to be. And customize it for your brand. ChatGPT will memorize your brand. It will retain the knowledge that you give it and all the information that you feed it. So tell it about your brand. Tell it about the colors you use. Tell it about the specifics of like the products you use. If you're eco-friendly, if you're not, if you have a certain stance that other cleaning businesses don't, if you use all employees versus contractors, if you show up on time, if you quote over the phone or in person, or if you bring your dog to work, or if you're pet friendly, or if you started this business because you're a busy mum of 3 and you really just love to help busy mums. So that's like your big vision and your big mission behind the business. You just really want to help mums buy back their time and alleviate them of all the stress that comes with trying to keep their house clean when they've got toddlers running around and people fighting and all sorts of stuff. So, you can feed it all this information and it's going to retain this, and then it's going to build all of your ads and, or not even just ads, but anything you give it, anything you want it to do, it's going to mold that around the shape of your business and the values and the mission and the vision that you have. And so I guess the last tip I would give is combine AI with your own expertise and intuition, because AI is simply a tool. It's not a replacement. You add your personal touch for that authenticity. If you just tell it those broad prompts, it's going to give you something that's very vague and it sounds devoid of any human emotion behind it. It doesn't sound real. And that's because it's not. It's done by a robot. So we need to give it that human touch, which is something that, at least for now, it can't do. I don't know how advanced AI is going to get in the future, but for now, it still requires that human touch. And I know I'm big on marketing, and so that's why I kind of went into this through the frame and the perspective of marketing. But I want to show you how you can transfer this Risen framework to other areas of the business. And it can really be a powerful all-in-one framework that you can harness for a lot of stuff and a lot of operations. So, for example, let's do something with operations, right? You can use that Risen framework to help you create cleaning systems and checklists. So, for example, if we want to create a cleaning checklist, we can say the role is you are the operations manager of enhanced cleaning. The input is we clean medical centers. We need a checklist that needs to cover hygiene standards and XYZ. Steps, you list the tasks in logical order, starting with surface cleaning and ending with disinfection. Expectation can be as simple as, create a concise checklist of 10 to 12 items. And narrowing, focus on high touch areas like doorknobs, light switches, and whatever other touch points you can think of. Then it'll spit out a ready-to-use checklist that you can implement to that job. And if you want to, you can go back to the steps or the input and give it even more specific instructions tailored to whatever building that's going to be used in, and you'll get a really, really streamlined output. You can even use it for creating invoice templates. You can say your role is accountant or bookkeeper. The input is we provide cleaning services to small offices and medical centers. The steps, create an invoice template with fields for client name, service date, and total cost. Expectation, make it professional but easy to customize. Narrowing, keep it simple with no unnecessary details. Easy as that. Obviously, like I said, you want to go more specific and add as much detail as you can, but it really can be that simple and straightforward. That would give you a polished template that you could use in the business. You can even use it for team management. You can say that your role is team manager. The input is we're introducing a new cleaning product that requires training. The steps can be write a memo to all the staff explaining the change in the training schedule, and this is the product and XYZ. This is going to replace this product. This is how we're going to use it. The expectation can be make it clear and motivational. Whatever. The narrowing can say focus on the benefits of the new product, like the efficiency and the safety of it. And customer service, which I love because I'm not good at it, so I would much prefer a robot to do all the heavy lifting for me. So let's just assume for a second that we got a complaint from a customer because one of our cleaners was late to an appointment. Okay, so we can say to ChatGPT with the Risen framework, your role is you're a customer service specialist. The input is a customer complained about our cleaner being late for an appointment. The steps can be draft an empathetic response, apologizing and offering a solution. You can add details surrounding why the cleaner was late if there was a valid reason, and you can let ChatGPT use that to draft a good response. The expectation could be the tone should be professional and sincere because we are apologetic, we are empathetic, and we don't want the customer to get even more upset about the situation for no good reason. And for narrowing, you could say avoid offering a refund, but instead focus on how we will improve. So you can use ChatGPT to save your ass. You can use it to save your money. There's so many different ways you can use it. This Risen framework is directly transferable to so many other parts of your business. By knowing this simple 5-step framework, you will never need a CEO, CFO, CTO, CMO, COO, C whatever O that you can think of, because you just give it these simple inputs and you get a really, really tailored output that maybe sometimes a human couldn't even produce. And I think my biggest piece of advice to anyone who wants to use the power of AI is, because it is so new and because we haven't really had a track record of using it, we don't have a lot of experience yet, is be open to experimentation. AI can help us in surprising ways, from automating admin tasks to brainstorming ideas and coming up with really intuitive solutions to problems that we have. And you can use it for a lot of repetitive tasks as well. Like you can let the AI handle tasks like responding to FAQs or creating templates, things that you don't want to do yourself, things that you could easily do yourself, but you would rather just outsource. And so you can use AI as a means of mitigating the need to delegate. So instead of paying someone $30 an hour, you just use ChatGPT and you give it a few simple tailored inputs and prompts that are all designed around your brand, because it already knows who you are at this point. You've already fed it all the information that's relevant to your business, and you can just let it do all the work. And so there you have it, a complete guide to using the Risen framework across your cleaning business, from marketing to operations and beyond. AI really can be your secret weapon for efficiency, creativity, and growth. With that, thank you for listening to another episode of Self Made. If this episode sparked ideas for your business, please share it with other fellow cleaning business owners. And don't forget to drop a 5-star rating and a review if you love it, because I love to read all the reviews, and I love seeing those star ratings go up, because it helps push this podcast out to other people who may not know us yet. So that just brings them into our world and helps them. So that can be your way of paying it forward to the next entrepreneur who wants to grow with us, because we're all in this together, as cheesy as that sounds. So thanks for coming by. I'll see you again soon.